I'm Zackery Duclos.
I'm Britney Duclos, and we have 3 kids together, and this is our story. I grew up, my dad was a preacher, and I feel like I took for granted for a lot of years that the peace when I left my home. I joined the military, and everybody there was very worldly and terrifying to the sheltered young girl that I was. So I remember crying a lot and falling into a lot of stuff I shouldn't have gotten into. So after a few years of kind of seeking the same peace and joy that I had always known in all the wrong places, I got new orders to a new duty station, and I was like, I'm starting fresh and I need Jesus. So I'm going to find a church. And I found a church and I kind of started going regularly. And then I met Zach. And I don't even know, what did we do? We did all kinds of crazy stuff.
I mean, we did a lot. We lived in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And we went on a lot of outdoor adventures. And we hung out, and we continued doing that, living that Marine Corps lifestyle, which was, fast and lots of alcohol and
yeah, spending a lot of money on useless junk. And then anyway, so the one thing we like to tell people about our testimony was I had started going back to church, and I kept inviting him on Sundays, you gotta go, it'd just be so good for us. And I remember we're standing in the bathroom, getting ready to go. I was leaving for church, and I was like, you should come with me. And he said, if you want that guy, but you say it.
I said, if you want that guy that goes to church with you every Sunday, I'll never be that guy.
Yeah.
And
God was like,
challenge accepted.
When he told me he didn't want to go to church, I remember just being like, do I give up? Because I don't want a guy that's just not for God, ever. It's I kept hoping he would turn around. And I was like, but I just kept, holding on to that little bit of hope. I just believe God's going to do it. God's going to change his heart, and it's just going to be, he's going to be a warrior for God's kingdom. He's going to do such great things if he could just see it. I was just trying to pull it out of him, I guess, help him to see it. But the truth is I couldn't help him see it. That was always the problem, was I wanted to show him, but I needed God to show him.
So we went to one church for a couple months. But it was I don't know, it just didn't feel like home. And the whole time we were there, we went for a while.
Yeah.
We went for
a summer.
A summer. And no one
talked to us.
No one talked to us, or no one. I was like, is this what it is to be in church? Because I don't know. I don't know. So then we got an invite from, I think, over a conversation about snail salad or something. Snail salad. A person that was going to church,
he loves snail salad.
Going to Legacy. They invited us to go, and we were like, okay. So we gave it a shot, and I was kind of blown away because I was almost like, what do these people want from me?
Yeah.
Because I was just in that kind of mindset. What are you people trying to get at here?
Yeah.
What is your ulterior motive?
Yeah.
Because I was just so used to being a defensive person and not letting people into my life. So it was a really crazy experience, and we just felt super loved, we belonged here.
I feel it's easy to talk about the easy things, but sometimes it's the valleys of your relationship, where God is the most important. When we first started talking about having kids, we had actually lost our first baby, and at that point in time, the church is the best place you can be, because I was the most depressed I'd ever been in my whole life. And I remember thinking I was just never going to feel happy. I felt so sad. My heart was literally feeling broken. But, all these people in the church just poured out so much love on me. And so many women came out of the woodworks I have a testimony about that. Let me tell you what God did for me. And hearing that was so encouraging. And it just kind of it's one of those moments where, he didn't know what to do necessarily. He never, it's new to both of us. And I've seen marriages go through experiences like that, and they don't come out of it. The depression hits in, or, these spiritual battles, the enemy's trying to take you out. So we had that grounding and that family, and it was like they lifted us back up. Every high and low doesn't matter as much when you have something external between the two of us. It's like, you know, it's not just me and him. Like, we have God in the center, so it kind of it brought us together on like a common ground that we didn't have before.
And it wasn't just like a click. Like all of a sudden our marriage was just like boom. It was you know, it was just always like just reaching a new level and going through these hills. I'm still learning more things that, you know, that God's trying to, you know, get me to bury and get rid of, and you know, like anger that I hold on to, and you know how I talk to people, how I, you know, interact even with my boys. He's just still teaching me and still, you know, teaching me about better ways that I could love my wife and ways that I need to be there for her in, you know, this area. And I just, you know, even after 9 years of marriage, I just never saw it before. But you know, God's still doing that. He's still relevant. It's still real. He's still showing me things. We're still being restored. Like it doesn't end.
I thank Jesus for resurrecting our lives
And giving us a new life.